Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is still Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm sitting here outside of the truck stop right here, right? And I'm going to have to move in a minute because I'm taking up a parking spot for the homeless people that park here in their cars overnight. What you said, Big Ward? You heard me right. I'm sitting here right now where the homeless people park. The people that sleep in their car and they use the truck stop for showers and what have you, like the truckers do. You got homeless people that use the truck stop like truckers do now. You know, over the road truck drivers. They park at the truck stop and they got the little TV room. You can go in there and watch TV. You can take showers, places to eat, what have you, wash your clothes. All that in the truck stop. A lot of homeless people done figured it out. It's like a home away from home, the truck stop. Truck has been known that, so all the truck needed was the bed. So now people are using their cars for the bed. And the truck stop for the amenities. TV, shower, laundry room, all that is at the truck stop. So I'm sitting here trying to relax and ease my mind. Sometimes I just don't want to be bothered with nobody, which that's all the time for me. But there's some time when I truly don't even want to be in the presence. But that's all the time for me. But anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. I'm just sitting here by myself in my car, just looking around, people watching, thinking. And then I look around me and I see people pull up. There's a truck on the side of me. I'm not gonna put the people on, show them to you. Pull up and put the little shade in the window, the privacy, like the curtains, and hunker down for the night right here in the parking spot. As I sit here and just think about what I'm going through, then I start seeing God has a way to always show me what other people dealing with when I think I got it bad. So out of nowhere, like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with what I'm finna talk about. Well, somewhat it does. But all I did was pull up at the truck stop, pull in the parking spot. I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes before I even started recording, just looking around. Look at the homeless people over there. A couple of lot lizards. Well, I don't know if they're lot lizards. They just look like lot lizards. If anybody in truck, y'all know what a lot lizard is. If you don't, I ain't gonna tell you. Just looking around, thinking about this video I'm about to make. Then I'm gonna go to the gym and probably just hang out some more and just to myself. Just think about my life. Not y'all life, not their life, not the world, not their, just my life. Where did I go wrong? What did I do? How can I fix it? What's my next move? What do I need to do now? Not just wallow around in no self-pity and nothing like that. Just reflect, what do I need to do? First, how do I get here so I don't make the same mistake? Is it something, where I am right now, is it something that I did wrong? First of all, you got to identify the culprit, the guilty party. Is it somebody else's fault on where I am, or is it mine? Once you identify that, take an honest assessment. Was it my fault? And if I determine it was my fault, what do I need to do from here to correct it and to keep it from happening again? How do I get out of this hole? And then how do I keep from falling back in this hole? Well, my conclusion is that this ain't my fault. This ain't something I did. And I've messed up a many a time in my life. I done effed up some stuff. I done blew some opportunities. I done had some good job back in my day and end up losing because I couldn't pass the test in the cup. You know what I mean? Had the job. They let me start working. And then work for like a week. Back then it took like a week, 2 weeks for your results to come back. It ain't just 2 day, 3 day stuff. Worked long enough where the people like me. And I worked long enough to get a check. And then they call me in the office and say, man, your test came back dirty. We got to let you go. And I just pitched a fit. Hell no. That's messed up. That wasn't mine. Y'all got mine mixed up. It's racism or whatever I can, knowing I was bunting. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said it was racism. And them people like me. I was just so hurt and devastated because I knew I had messed up a good opportunity back in the 90s. It was $12 an hour. Which now ain't nothing, but back then, like 96, 97, $12 an hour. 50 to 60 hours a week as a Boilermaker apprentice for this company called Halcon in York. They loved me. Excellent worker. Failed a drug test. I had took all types of stuff to pass it. Bleach, drunk a gallon of water with bleach mixed in it and golden seal. Still failed. I was devastated. But see, I did that. That wasn't nobody else's fault. So that's what I'm doing now, sitting there. Is this something somebody did to me or is it my fault? This ain't my fault. This economy ain't my fault. It ain't your fault. The cost of living ain't my fault. Trucks and cars and this, that, and the work slowing down ain't my fault. Cars breaking down, trucks breaking down ain't my fault. And as I start feeling the self-pity start to creep in, like poor me, woe is me, I look to my right over here. I can't show y'all because that man ain't got anything to do with what I'm talking about. He's in a green truck with the shade on the window that he done put up. It's the car inside of him. And another one on the side of him. Getting ready to call of the night. And you had to get here early to get your spot because somebody had been and took your spot, just like the trucks. When it's time to shut down at the truck stop, you need to get there early or it's gonna be hard to find a parking spot. Same with the homeless now. You gotta get here and get your spot. If you're sleeping in your car overnight at the truck stop and want to be able to go in there and take your shower. That's where we at right now. So what happened to those people that's got them out here sleeping in their trucks and cars and what have you? It's what this video is talking about. We owe until death. We gonna owe, owe something, money, something, time. We owe until death. How do people end up out here? Because they ran across something they owed and couldn't pay. We never get to a point where we don't owe no more until you're in the ground. And depending on the law, the whatever state you live in, whatever you owe, they pass it on to your relatives that's still living. They got to cover what you owe when you die, depending on where you are. And I was sitting here thinking, since I've been an adult, there's never been a time in my life that I didn't owe anything to nobody. I hear people say all the time, I don't owe nobody nothing. That's a lie. The closest ones that can be telling the truth when they say that is them people living out there in them woods right there. Can say they don't owe nobody. And a lot of times they do owe somebody, they just didn't pay them. Preacher. A lot of times you hear the folks out there, they off the grid. I'm off the grid, I don't owe nobody, I ain't living on the grid. There go another truck pulling in on side of me, a car, vehicle. You see these people out here in the woods with the tent cities. I'm looking right at them right now. They wonder why am I talking to my dashboard. They don't know that I'm making a video. They looking at me like, what is he doing? I'm making a video. So they will say, I don't owe nobody nothing. But in reality, they do too. The difference between us and them, they just decided they ain't gonna pay them. I seen a meme on Facebook. It was a joke. Dude was in a car. He said, I just made my last car payment today. That ain't no joke. The funny part was, he said, I ain't through paying for it. I just made my last payment today. I ain't paying no more. Dude said, I just made, all right, how you doing, huh? I just made my last car payment today. I ain't gonna show him. He just got out the truck with his backpack. I'm talking pickup truck. I ain't talking about no 18-wheeler. I ain't gonna show him, black dude. He got a toothpaste, toothbrush in his hand, a backpack on his shoulder with a do-rag on, black guy, walking in the truck stop. Just pulled up on side of me in the F-150 Platinum. Oh, y'all probably think I'm bullshit. No, I ain't gonna show that, no. There might be somebody that watch me. A silver F-150 Platinum FX4 off-road. Four-door pickup truck. That's what he just got out of. Walking in the truck stop with a toothbrush in his hand. So anyway, back to this. Excluding the homeless people and the people that's off the grid who say they don't owe nobody, even though they do, they just ain't paying them. Just like my boy said, I just made my last car payment today. I'm not through paying for it. I just happen to make my last payment. I ain't paying no more. Even though he said, I just made my last car payment today, as if he was through paying for it, like I just finished, I don't owe no more. No, that ain't what he meant. He said, I just made my last car payment today. I'm not finished paying for it. I still owe. I just made my last car payment today. I ain't paying it no more. I'm through. I can't do it. How many people out here feeling like that right now? You just made your last car payment today. Even though you ain't through paying for it, you ain't paying no more. They got to come get it, and you're going to ride around and hide until they find it. You want to pay it, but you ain't got it. Now, as I was saying, ever since I've been an adult, I've owed somebody something. I have never had a moment in my life where I didn't owe nothing. Now, I've had moments in my life where I ain't gonna pay them. Never in my life had a moment where I can say, I don't owe nothing. I've said it before, I don't owe nobody nothing. That ain't never been true. Sometimes you be feeling like that because your bills caught up. You done paid your light bill, your water bill, whatever bill for the month, your mortgage, your rent, your car note, whatever. You say, I don't owe nobody nothing because you paid your bills for the month. And you'll say that lie. I've said it before too. I don't owe nobody nothing. You might not have a mortgage, car paid off. I don't owe nobody nothing. Have you ever said that? You ever heard folks say that? They don't owe nobody nothing. Didn't realize how delusional, out of touch they was by saying that. Because you're going to owe somebody something till the day you die. And then after you die, you still owe folks, and it depends on who and what you owe. Now your family members, your wife or your husband or whoever, they got to pay what you owe. So now you even owe in the grave. They want their money. I know he dead, Miss Miller, but we want our money. We know he left it with you. Sorry that you lost your husband and you're mourning right now, but we want our money. That's all that matters. We owe until we die. Have you ever, in your life so far, you might be 70 or 80 years old right now, have you ever in your life not owed anything? And if you say that you have, you thought wrong. Some kind of way, whoever is responsible for this, because think about it. A lot of folk want to be millionaires, me included. Life would be more comfortable, so you say. Even millionaires owe. They owe until the day they die, even millionaires. Why do you think they still be grinding trying to make more? They already got Lamborghinis, Ferraris, mansions, what have you. But they still out here grinding. They might not be working on the job you working on, but they working. Those actors, they still acting. Why do you think that is? Because they owe too. As a matter of fact, they owe more than you and me. They got $1 million bills. They owe, I remember Steve Harvey one time owed the IRS $20 million. He ain't know how he was gonna pay it. Was talking about his wife was about to leave him because he owed $20 million in taxes. And I'm complaining about my $10,000. So even the millionaires owe until they die. That's why they keep grinding too. They got to keep bringing in the millions too, because if they stop bringing in the money, they're going to go broke too, because they can never get to a point where they ain't got to spend no more. You never be at a point in your life unless you living in the woods, and even then, you still got to spend something. You got to buy something to eat or whatever. You got to spend something if you're alive, breathing this good man's air. Or Uncle Ruck, as they call me, like to say, breathing the white man's air. As long as you out here breathing the white man's air, you got to pay something. Some kind of way. Even if you're homeless, you got to pay something. You're going to owe until you die. So now that I sit here, not working, waiting on my truck to get finished, so I go back to work, so I can get back on the hamster wheel with the rest of y'all. I just fell off the hamster wheel for a minute, but I can't go nowhere. I got to get right back up on that with y'all and start back running, going nowhere, just like y'all. Just nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. We all on that hamster wheel because we always going to owe something. If you stop bringing money in, your debt just going to continue to accrue. That's why millionaires keep going. They keep working. They keep grinding. They keep hustling. They're trying to get to be billionaires. Billionaires trying to get to be trillionaires because they know if they stop, they know even them with all that money, even they owe. They owe. The millionaire owes light bills. The millionaire owes insurance. The millionaire owes this, owes that, just like everybody else. They can pay cash for their house. They owe luxury taxes. Stuff poor folk like us don't know what the hell it is. A luxury tax, what is that? Rich folks. Everybody owes something. That's why rich people hate the Democrats, because they get their head bust in taxes. I ain't talking about the corporation. They're talking about the millionaires and billionaires. Millionaires and billionaires do pay taxes. They pay a lot of taxes. It's just the corporations don't pay. The individual millionaire, like the football players, the athletes, they pay buku of taxes. Steve Harvey owed $20 million. When y'all say the millionaire don't pay their fair share, Steve Harvey owed $20 million in taxes. Wesley Snipes went to jail behind taxes. Red Fox, they took all this shit behind taxes. You got millionaires losing their shit because they ain't got Uncle Sam money, just like us. They go to jail if they ain't got Uncle Sam money. The Isley brothers. Need I say more? Rich people going to jail because they ain't got the money they need. Because the more they made, the more they end up owing. So they owe just like us. They got to keep on that hamster wheel just like us. They got to keep the millions coming in because they got $1 billion bills. They got $1 million expenses. You know how much the insurance is on a Lamborghini? You know how much the insurance is on a Rolls Royce? I saw that on a movie. I forgot the name of that movie. You know how much the insurance is? The football player was talking about how they need more money. They already make $1 million. The dude said, you know how much the insurance is on a Rolls Royce? You peasant. In other words, we gonna owe till death. We will never reach a point, no matter how hard you try, how hard you work, no matter how much you save, no matter how much you make. You will never reach a point in this man's world while you breathing the white man's good air. Will you ever reach a point where you don't owe nothing no more? Where you got complete freedom from debt. I'm debt free. Bullshit. Never. We will owe until death. And depend on what you owe. Now your loved ones owe what you owe when you die. Get it. Got it. Good. Bye.